So T.I. once again, people are talking about him now. You know, T.I. has been in trouble before when he had made, you know, comments about his daughter's hymen. Now he's talking about when you spend time with your daughters as fathers, you are spending a thing called thought prevention hours. Well, let me go ahead and roll that clip.
I'll call it thought prevention hours. You got to put in them thought prevention hours. Keep your daughter off the pole. You know what I'm saying? So you spending time going to daddy-daughter dances and you taking them on trips where it's just you and her. Those are thought prevention hours that you putting in. You got to do that. You don't do that, but you're going to be somewhere in Magic City, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So that is absolutely necessary for.
Now, of course, there's some people that sound bad, but one thing, let's just keep it real. No father want his daughter to be out here doing what Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B is doing. None. No father I know out here, no brother, want his daughter out there making WAP and body and everything else. They don't want their daughter out there like that. So, of course, as men, of course, you love your daughter. You're spending time with them. You're reassuring them, you know, and everything. So they won't have to go looking in the street for validation like that. But usually, you know, he's talking about thought prevention. I always say Lil Duval said it, but let's call it what it is. When you don't have a father around, for a lot of women, you know, it's easier for them, that for at least from what I noticed, and even just celebrity-wise, if they don't have a good relationship with their father, a lot of times they have no problem doing what Megan Thee Stallion is doing. And I'm not saying that women that come from a two-parent household, or at least they co-parent very well and the father was always there. I'm not to say that they daughter can't do the same thing, but usually when men are around, they're going to instill in their daughters a little bit more pride to say, hey, why would you want to, you know, be like this? This isn't acceptable. You know, and he's going to try to let her know that it was going to be greatly disappointing to him. You get what I'm saying? Because most of the time that I have seen, you know, women, you know, that's out there like that, you start talking to them long enough, they didn't have their daddy around. They grew up with a single parent. Or their dad, if he was around, you know, he sucked or he was abusive or nothing that he was like loving and always there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he's talking about with Lil Duval. You know, Lil Duval say crazy stuff. We all know that, right? But realistically, yes, as fathers, you don't want your daughter on a stripper pole. Like he said, Magic City or wherever stripper location is in your city. You don't want your daughter out here doing no porno or anything looking close to it. You don't want your daughter on freaking Only Simps, right? As a father, you don't. You will feel like a failure as a father if you know your daughter's on all of that, right? So I can't say that he's really wrong, just as a father. And I'm a father of 3 daughters. So I know exactly what he's talking about you want to make sure you spend time with your daughters and instill in them the right thing, try to, you know, get the right men. Now, I'm not saying that just because you're doing all that, they can't make a decision and get with the wrong guy or do something, whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to make their decisions like we made our decisions as men with the kind of women that we dealt with, even though maybe we had parents or whatever say something to us. But we definitely try as men. A few things you don't want. You don't want your daughter to get, you know, definitely the R word. You don't want your daughter to be getting pregnant just by some random guy or whatever. You don't want that. You prefer her to get married and have children and you be grandpa and all of that. That's what you prefer. But not to say something could happen. You know what I'm saying? Kids make mistakes too, you know. But as fathers, we try to prevent that. And that's what T.I. is mostly saying out of all this. So I don't think T.I. should be dragged this time. But leave me a comment and what you think about the situation, fellas. I mean, you heard what T.I. said, but do you agree with him on that? You want to make sure to keep your daughter off of the WAP video and the stripper pole and Only Simps, you know, by making sure you be there for your daughter? Let me know.